Good morning and happy blessed Friday. I was filled with just so much information this morning. I was reading in First Corinthians in chapter 12 and 13, and it talked about spiritual giftings, which are everyone having different kind of gifts. And so, example, one could be a teacher, one could have the gift of wisdom, and then they're healers, and there are so many other gifts. It also talked about unity and diversity in the body, one body, and it broke it down into like different body parts. And the takeaway is that if one part suffers, then all suffer, right? So that stood out to me. And then the last thing I read was that love is indispensable. And so indispensable meaning absolutely necessary. And what it made me think about were strengths and weaknesses, that we all have them. And what are you good at? And what are you not good at? And that neither one is better than the other because they go hand in hand. And I believe that they should both be celebrated, but also utilized accordingly. And I'll share a story. When I was working as a therapist at a high school, there was a young man who had a hard time sitting in the room, which is it can be typical that some people, it makes them feel uncomfortable to be in that small, intimate space. And the idea is to connect with someone and get them to talk about the things that they're holding on any given day. And so we went outdoors, to let him shoot basketball. And so, I played basketball when I was in high school, and I wasn't good at it then. I wasn't good at the actual basketball more than I was good at being part of the team and helping to assist in some areas. And I had like one nice shot, but the rest of it, I wasn't good at. So here I am playing around the world with this young man. And when it's his turn, he's shooting it and he's making every shot. And I'm encouraging him, and I'm celebrating him when he makes the shot. And when it's my turn and I miss my shots, he cracks up laughing. He is just laughing and he is going in on me, talking about how weak I am at basketball. Which brings me to my thought about what are you good at and where are your strengths and where are your weaknesses. And in that moment, see, the old me could have went back and forth and started talking crap with him, right? But the adult me, the mother me, the seasoned me, the one that could acknowledge my areas of strengths and weaknesses, gave him a golden nugget. I said, young man, one day you will be better at being able to acknowledge your strengths and your weaknesses. And in being able to do both makes you strong. And just being completely and totally transparent. So it brought me to thinking about relationships. And relationships in that they could be formed with like two people, a group of people, but ultimately, like, what is it that you hope to gain? I think in relationship you want to grow. You want to grow as an individual, and you want to grow the relationship. And so automatically that they're in the relationship, if we're talking about two people, that one person will be stronger in one area while the other might be weak in that same area, and vice versa. But being able to acknowledge what your strengths are and your weaknesses without making someone else feel bad, if they're not where you are, or if they're not where you are, or they don't possess the same things that you do. And then being able to be diverse about it, and to be able to unify it, that there is something that two people bring together, that they're working for the greater good of the entire body, that one suffers without the other, that no gift is any better than the other, that one person is no better than the other. And I think that it's the way in which you can communicate in the relationship that can make someone feel okay, or not bad about not being strong in areas. And if your point is, or you want to be able to teach them, then go into it very humbling. Um, and and just because you take the time to teach doesn't mean that this person will automatically become strong or ever really become strong, because like it was stated, that everyone has different callings and different gifts, and it's okay. It's okay. I mean, you can try to teach, you can try to communicate, but wherever somebody is supposed to grow, they will. It's just how you approach it. And then love being indispensable, right? That love is an absolute. Love is an absolute in any and all relationships, because love is encouraging, love is hopeful, love is kind, love is not boastful, and love grows. Love can bring someone out of darkness into light. So again, what are you good at? Where are your strong areas? Where are your weak areas? And are you willing to show someone and teach someone out of love, rather than make them feel bad or wrong for not knowing? And would you rather be right, or would you rather love? Thank you for listening. I love you. Happy Blessed Friday.